Imagine sitting courtside at Wimbledon. Every serve, every rally, every stat, processed, summarized, and delivered to broadcasters in real time, not by a team of 20 analysts, by an AI system. IBM just deployed that exact setup this week. Live at Wimbledon 2026. And while most people will watch the tennis and move on, there is something inside this story that is genuinely worth your attention. Because the workflow IBM built for one of the world's most watched sporting events, you can copy the core of it right now for free in under an hour. This is not a tech story about a big company doing impressive things. This is a blueprint. Let me explain what they actually did first. IBM has been partnering with Wimbledon for years, but this year the AI tools got significantly more capable. The system they deployed processes live match data in real time, point by point, player by player. It pulls statistics, generates written summaries, and produces commentary insights automatically. Broadcasters get a live feed of analysis without waiting for a human analyst to write it up. Editors get structured summaries of each match the moment it ends, not 30 minutes later, the moment it ends. The AI does not replace the broadcaster, but it removes the most time-consuming part of their job, the information gathering, the structuring, the first draft. Now here's the part that makes this relevant to you. That exact problem exists in almost every job, every small business, every freelance workflow, every management role. Think about the last time you had to catch up on a long meeting, or summarize a report someone sent you, or write a quick update for a client. That is the same pattern IBM is solving at Wimbledon, just in a different context. And the tools to do it yourself have never been more accessible. Hold that thought. Because first I want to show you exactly how this workflow actually looks when you strip away the Wimbledon branding. At its core, the IBM setup follows 3 steps. Step 1 is data input. Live information comes in continuously. Scores, speeds, player history, momentum shifts. Step 2 is structured processing. The AI organizes that information into a format it can work with: categories, patterns, context. Step 3 is automated output. A written summary or analysis appears. Ready to use with minimal editing. That is it. 3 steps. Now replace the tennis court with your actual life. Step 1 is your data input. That could be your meeting recordings, your customer emails, your weekly sales reports, your team updates, your project notes. Step 2 is structured processing. You feed that information to an AI model with a clear prompt that tells it what to look for. Step 3 is your output, a clean summary, a client update, a weekly status report, a content brief, an action item list. The structure is identical. The difference is IBM built a custom enterprise system. You can build a lightweight version of the same thing for free. This is where things get genuinely useful. There are 2 free tools that handle this workflow beautifully. The first is Notion AI. Notion AI can take raw notes, meeting transcripts, or any block of text you paste in and generate a clean, structured summary in seconds. You can customize what you want it to pull out: key decisions, action items, open questions, important numbers. It does not just summarize randomly. It follows your instructions. If you run a small business, this alone saves hours every week. No more writing up meeting notes manually. No more rereading long email threads looking for the one important point. Paste it in, done. If you want more control over the automation layer, the second tool is IBM WattSync. IBM has made a version of its AI platform available beyond enterprise contracts. It is worth exploring if you handle large volumes of structured information. But for most people watching this, Notion AI and ChatGPT together cover almost everything. If you're finding this useful, subscribe for more practical AI tools and strategies every week. Now let me show you what this looks like across different types of lives, because this is not just for tech workers. If you are a freelancer juggling 3 clients at once, this workflow means you never spend 2 hours writing a project update again. You record a voice memo while you work, feed the transcript to Notion AI, send the summary to your client. Done in minutes. If you are a teacher or educator, this means you can take a messy set of student feedback or class notes and get a clean, organized summary instantly. If you manage a team, even a small one, your weekly status report writes itself. Ask each person for 3 bullet points. Feed them all to AI together. Get a single coherent summary with patterns highlighted. If you run an e-commerce store, every customer review batch can be automatically summarized into recurring complaints and praise patterns. You will spot what to fix and what to double down on without reading 500 reviews manually. And this detail often gets overlooked: the time savings compound. It is not just 1 hour saved this week. If you build this habit into your workflow, it becomes 8 to 10 hours saved every single month. That is a full workday given back to you. every month from a tool that costs nothing. The Wimbledon story caught attention because it is happening at a world stage event. But the quiet truth is that the same intelligence is sitting in your browser tab right now. Most professionals are still writing these things manually, every day, every week, every month. Not because they do not want to save time, but because nobody showed them the connection between a news story about tennis and a repeatable system they can use tomorrow morning. That connection is what matters here. Technology deployed at elite levels always follows the same path. First, it appears in large enterprises. Then it trickles into professional tools. Then it becomes accessible to anyone. We are at the third stage right now. The IBM system at Wimbledon is impressive, but the underlying capability is already inside the free tools on your phone and laptop. The people who recognize that gap and act on it now are the ones who free up their time while everyone else stays buried in manual work. Not because they are more technical, because they paid attention to what the pattern was pointing at. What the Wimbledon AI story actually tells you is simple. Any repetitive information task that has a predictable input and a predictable output can be automated today. You do not need a team, you do not need a developer, you do not need enterprise software. You need to identify the task, build a simple prompt around it, and run it consistently. That is the whole system. Start with one thing this week. Pick the one task in your day that feels like it should not take as long as it does. The one that drains you not because it is hard, but because it is repetitive. Feed it to Notion AI or ChatGPT with a clear instruction. See what comes back. Refine the prompt once, then use it every time. The people building small automation habits like this right now will look back in 12 months and wonder how they ever worked without it. The gap between them and everyone else will not be dramatic. It will just quietly grow. That is what this Wimbledon story is actually about. Not tennis, not IBM, not enterprise AI. It is about a pattern that has arrived at your level right now, this week. What you do with that is entirely up to you. Chapters: 0 o'clock, Hook 045, what Wimbledon just did with AI. 2:15, why this pattern matters for you. 3:45, the exact workflow. Anyone can copy 5:30 free tools that do the same thing. 7 o'clock, real-world examples across different jobs. 8:30, final thoughts.